Hey guys, it's me, Remzy. Welcome back to my podcast. Yeah. Woo. There was no reason for that. There was no reason for that, but here we are. Let's just get right into it. We're gonna talk about that one time where I went to a club and a married couple asked me to have sex with him at the same time, together. Both of them, me and them. 3 of us have sex together. So I was young. I would say I was like 20, 19. I had just started dating this DJ guy thing, and he had a show at a club. So everything was normal. We got to the club. He went on, played, stayed in the booth after he finished playing to support his friends, whatever. And I was in the crowd. I was vibing. I was twerking. I was practically by myself. There wasn't. His friends were kind of like around in the crowd, or like on the side away from the crowd, if you know what I mean. You know how the club, like, sometimes it has space. Depends on the club you go to, but sometimes it has space. And on the sides, like by the wall, by the bar, like there's space. His friends were around there, but I was like in the crowd, right? And I'm over here twerking, headbanging, whatever the fuck I was doing, I don't remember. But this guy ends up approaching me, and he's like, "You're very beautiful." And I was like, "Thanks. I have a boyfriend." And he was like, "Oh, I just wanted to pay you a compliment, whatever." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you. Well, my boyfriend's up there." And I pointed at my ex, and the guy was like, "Oh, cool, your boyfriend's the DJ." And I was like, "Yeah," and whatever. We ended up having like a nice casual conversation, nothing crazy. And it was all chilling. He kind of left, kind of disappeared on me, and I was like, "Okay, cool. No more guy that I don't know." Wee. So I kept dancing. Kept doing my thing, kind of walked around, went back to dancing, went to the bathroom, peed, came back and danced. Just the whole thing, right? You're just in the club. And then I ended up running into a girl by accident, I guess. I like sort of bumped into her walking through the crowd, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like, and she looked at me and she was like, "Oh no, it's fine, like it's okay." And then she told me like how pretty I was, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank you, you're so pretty." And we had like a little conversation, another small casual conversation, nothing too crazy. And then she kind of turned away, and I disappeared into the crowd. Like I watched her kind of, like I saw her as I walked away into the crowd. Like I was kind of walking backwards, and she kind of, the crowd just kind of ate her up. And then, for her, I just disappeared. But to me, I slowly got away. Not that she was like weird or anything, but I was just trying to vibe, and I'm just trying to dance and shit. So, yeah. So, anyways, time goes on. I'm dancing by myself. I think my ex ends up getting off of the booth, kind of talks to me for a bit, interacts with me a little bit, and then he goes back to the booth. And whatever, I'm just kind of like dancing, saying hi to some people, having casual conversations here and there with different strangers. And I end up seeing this girl again. And she's like, "Oh my god, hey, where did you go?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, like, I don't know, someone called me. I made some shit up, I don't know." Like, it's like, "Oh, I had to go there to that place with those people." The people that called me, those people. And she's like, "Oh, wow, like, let's hang out a little bit, And I was like, "Okay." So we started chatting a little more. And then the the guy from earlier, you know him, the one that was all like, hey, you're beautiful. He shows up. And he was like, hey. And I was like, hey. And the girl was like, hey. And then they kind of started making out. And I was like, whoa. Y'all know each other, I guess. And he was like, oh, you met my wife. And I was like, your wife. I was ready. I was so ready to be like, hey, girl, like, let's go to the bathroom. Just so I could be like, your husband said I was beautiful. I don't know if that was flirting. I don't know if he was just being nice, but you better check your boyfriend or your husband, because that's not cool. You know, I was about to, like, full on girl code. Yo, man did this. Check him, right? So he's like, you met my wife. And I was like, your wife. Wow. So you guys are married? And she's like, yeah. I don't have a ring right now because we marry spontaneously, whatever. So they're like telling me their love story, kind of. I hear part of it. Other parts I can't hear because it's fucking loud. We're in a fucking club, bro. So I'm like, oh, cool, whatever. And I'm not sure. My memory kind of fades here. I was sober, by the way, so it's not like I was drunk off my fucking shits and just forgot. It's just, I don't know what happened. I just don't remember. I think I kind of got away from them, or they went somewhere, or they decided to go dance, and I told them I didn't want to go with them. I don't know, bro. I don't fucking know. I just know I ended up by myself again, dancing and just having a great time. I wasn't, focused on anything. Just vibing. And whatever, my ex gets off of the booth again. He kind of talks to me. I'm talking to him. We're just talking to each other. And he goes back to the booth. Once again, I'm alone. After some time passes from that interaction with my boyfriend at the time, these people end up walking up to me again. And his girlfriend ends up telling me, like, hey, earlier I told you you're really pretty, and I do honestly think you're pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you. I think you're pretty too. She was like, I wanted to know, my boyfriend just told me, or my husband, not my boyfriend, my husband just told me that you expressed to him earlier that you have a boyfriend. And I was like, yeah, he's the one in the booth. And I pointed at my boyfriend at the time. And she was like, oh, he's so cute, whatever. She didn't really say it like that, but it kind of came off like that. She was like, I was hoping to know, like, if you wanted to come with me and my husband to our house after. And I was like, ooh, I gotta ask my boyfriend, but I mean, maybe. I wasn't gonna be mean. Fucking course not. I was not gonna go to their fucking house. Even if I went with a group of people. Who the fuck are you? Who are you and your husband? But I wasn't gonna say no, right? And she's like, is it possible for you to come alone? And that's where I was like, oh shit. The fuck? I am not going nowhere by myself. I did not say that, but I thought it. I actually said, maybe. Why? And she was like, I wanted to know if you were interested in having a threesome with me and my husband. And I was like, oh. Whoa. Come again? Say that again? What? I don't think I heard you correctly. And I literally told her, what? And she was like, do you want to have a threesome with me and my husband? We both think you're very attractive and we would like to fuck you. And I was like, y'all, no. Thanks for the offer, but no, man, no, thank you. And she was like, oh, can I at least get your number? You know, maybe if you change your mind or whatever. And I was like, no, I'm sorry. No. It got really awkward. She was just like, okay. And she just walked away. They were both like super careless about it. But I was shooketh. To this day, it's like, you could tell it's still like registering as to why and how. Like, I don't consider myself to be a bombshell. I don't consider myself ugly. I'm a bad bitch, okay? I am. I'll admit to that. But I'm in Miami. And if you've ever been to Miami, if you're not from Miami, women here are built like models, okay? You can go out to Walmart and find yourself a 12. Like, from a 1 out of 10, a 12. You're gonna find a fucking 12 there. She's gonna have a fat ass, big old bitties, and a beautiful face, okay? I don't know if her personality is gonna be all that. I can't promise you that. It's a hit or miss when it comes to that part of the package. But women here are beautiful. So, and at the time, I was just like this thin little like 20-year-old trying to get by in life, you know, very insecure of herself, like not, kind of back and forth with herself. Like, I thought I was ugly, but then I thought I was pretty, and then I thought I was ugly, and then I thought I was pretty, like, you know, that kind of thing. And and these people were like, I wouldn't say grown-ass people. They just looked older because I permanently look 16. I just don't age for some fucking reason, but they looked like they were at least 25. The guy was not my cup of tea, but he was attractive, and his wife was absolutely gorgeous. And the fact that they both wanted to fuck me, like, that night, I remember when my ex, like, everything kind of ended and the club was closing and my ex was ready to leave and shit. Like, I mentioned to him, like, dude, this like really attractive couple asked me to like fuck them, and he was just like, are you for real? And I was like, yeah, dude. But it's almost like he didn't believe me. But I was like, bro, it happened. Is it that unbelievable? Shit. Like, I'm still trying to register it and you don't even believe it. This sucks. But yeah, that happened to me, and kind of regret not doing it, honestly, because they were both, you know, like I said, the guy wasn't my cup of tea, but the girl was really pretty, and it would have been an experience. But I had a boyfriend at the time, and I'm a loyal cookie, so that's that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this podcast, this little story time of that one time. I've had other times, very few times, and it's been on Instagram where I've been offered that same thing. But like in person, that was the one time. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.